everyone, Shimmer here, and welcome to another new player guide for Star Citizen. In this guide, we're going to be covering Star Marine PvP in the Star Citizen Alpha 2.6. This will be updated for 3.0, so don't worry, I will update it when 3.0 does come out. But this guide is going to be covering the armor and weapon loadouts, the differences between the armors, basic controls, the UIs, tips, tricks, all kinds of things. If you want to skip over some parts, you can. There will be time links below. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do before entering a match is to customize your loadout. You're going to have options to customize your armor and your weapons, but since this is alpha, your options are going to be limited, as there are no real upgrade or modification options yet. For armor, you're only going to have two choices, light or medium. In light armor, you're going to be faster and more agile, but you're going to have less hit points. With the light armor, you can only carry one primary weapon and only one grenade. In medium armor, you're going to have more hit points while sacrificing some speed and mobility, but it will allow you to carry two main hand weapons and two grenades. For beginners, I do suggest starting out in medium armor until you get a feel for it and kind of work your way up to the light armor. Now let's take a look at the weapons that are available. You have four primary weapons to choose between, and your first option will be the P4AR ballistic rifle. This is a really good medium range or close quarter range weapon. It's very versatile and is a great all-around gun for the maps that are currently available. You can cycle between fire modes by pressing the C button on your keyboard, and the first fire mode will be automatic, which I'll demonstrate here. Your second fire mode will be a burst fire. And the recoil on this is pretty hard, so burst fire is pretty good. And the last cycle mode will be a single shot, and you can actually increase the speed by tapping faster. Your next weapon choice will be the KLWE Gallant Energy Rifle. Now this one isn't going to be quite as powerful as the P4AR, however it does have less recoil and is better for longer range targets. You also don't have to reload this. You're going to have two fire cycle shots, the automatic and the burst fire. You do not get the single fire shot on this weapon. Your next option is going to be the Devastator 12 Energy Shotgun. You don't have to reload it, and it's a good up-close weapon, but you really have to close the distance with it to be effective. There's only one cycle fire mode, and I did test it out, and I don't find it spread to be particularly good like a normal shotgun would be. As you can see, I'm shooting at this guy, and I don't even hit him. So if you're going to be close quarter, again, I would go with the P4AR right now because it's the best close quarter weapon. Your last primary option will be the Arrowhead Energy Rifle, and this is a standard sniper rifle, and it's a good long-range weapon. I didn't find it particularly useful in the two maps that are currently available. It only has one fire cycle, which is what you see right now. Now I'm tapping as quickly as I can, and it only seems to shoot every 1.5 seconds. But when you do find someone to shoot it at, it hits like a truck. Two-shot kill if you land the shots properly, like that. But again, you don't get many opportunities to shoot people long range like that in either maps that are available, but it is a very powerful sniper rifle. For your pistols, you're only going to have the one option at this time, and that's the Arclight Energy Pistol. It is an energy weapon, so you won't have to reload it, and this is how it shoots. Barely any recoil. It's a pretty good pistol. So if you're in a pinch and need to switch, it's a good dependable weapon. After choosing what kind of weapon and armor you want, don't forget to also customize your Outlaw and your Marine profile so that when you get loaded into a match, you're not surprised by the weapons you have. So once you've sorted all that out, if you click on Multiplayer, you'll see two different options, Last Stand and Elimination. Elimination will be your basic free-for-all. You get points for every kill that you get, and the person with the highest amount of points at the end of the round wins. In Elimination, you're only going to have access to one primary weapon, regardless of armor type you're wearing, unlike in Last Stand, where you have two primary weapons if you're wearing medium armor. For Last Stand, it will last 4 different rounds, and it'll be 2 different teams, the Outlaws versus the Marines, and you will battle to control different territory points around the map. There are 4 different territory points, and they are little laptops that you interact with by pressing the F button on your keyboard. Once you press that F button, you are engaged with the laptop, and you have to wait for it to count up to 100 before your team will own it and will be earning points. It is important to make sure there are no enemies around you while you're doing this, because you are vulnerable to attack, and you can disengage it by pressing F, but it is kind of slow, so just be careful. If you notice at the top of the screen, you'll see the 4 different points and who currently owns them by the color, and the 2 different teams and the points they currently have. Each of the 4 rounds will last 7 minutes or will end early if one of the team reaches 250 points. So now let's take a look at the UI and some important things to always be monitoring while playing. The first is going to be in the bottom left-hand corner. You're going to see how many health stims that you currently have available. As you can see, I've already used 1 because your character can hold up to 2 at a time. It's important to know how many you have left so that if you're in a fight, you know you can pop a heal stim and go back. While you're running around, you're going to see these health stims hanging out on the wall. So if you're running low or if you're out completely, you can run up to it, hit F, interact with it, and fill back up. The next thing you're going to kind of want to keep an eye on is in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and that is going to be where you'll see your current ammo, how many bullets are in your clip, and how many grenades you have. Now with the energy weapons, you do not have to reload them. However, with the P4AR, you are going to have to monitor that clip size because you don't want to head into a gunfight with an enemy and only have, say, 7 bullets in your clip and have to reload mid-fight. So it's a good idea to keep an eye on that number so that if you're engaging an enemy, you're not going to have to reload in the middle of the fight. You can reload both your ammo and your grenades by locating these ammo boxes on the map and interacting with them with the F button to refill. The next area you will want to keep an eye on is in the bottom middle of your screen, and this will be your radar. This will show you where your enemies are and your teammates are in reference to you. The green lines will indicate team members, whereas the red lines will indicate enemies, and white lines will indicate enemies or team members that have gone outside the range of your radar. So if you see a line that's pointing straight with no arrow up or down, that means that player or enemy is on the same level as you. If you see a line with an arrow pointing up, that means they are somewhere above you. And if you see a line with an arrow pointing downwards, that means they are a level below you. So we see an enemy closing enemy right now, so he's on the same level, probably up those stairs. So I'm going to throw a grenade. Gosh, he's really close. So we're going to go through the doorway and see where he is. And there he is right there. So you can see how important it is to monitor that radar all the time so that you know if it's safe to engage one of the capture points, and so you know if it's safe to go up a flight of stairs, things like that. So always be looking at your radar so you know who's around you. Now let's go over the keyboard commands that will make your life a little easier by knowing about them ahead of time. The first is by pressing 1 on your keyboard, and this will swap to your pistol. By pressing 2 on your keyboard, you'll swap to your first primary weapon. And if you're in Last Stand and wearing medium armor, pressing 3 will swap to your second primary weapon. Pressing C will switch fire mode, so if you're using a weapon that does have a cycle fire mode, pressing C will cycle that fire mode. And you'll press Control to crouch, and this is important, so if you need to duck behind something and reload, you can do that. Holding down your left shift button will make your character sprint. And of course, we already know the F button interacts with objects. So if you need to refill ammo, get health stims, things, or interact with the laptops, pressing F will do that. Pressing V will be your self heal. So if you've taken some damage and want to heal up, press V to heal up. The G button will set off your grenade. You'll press G and let go of G to throw it, or you can hold down G and cook the grenade and then let go of it to have it explode on impact if you hold it well. Be careful in doing this though. If you hold it too long, you will kill yourself. If you are not using an energy rifle, pressing R on your keyboard will reload your clip. Be careful though, if you press and hold R too long, it will store your weapon, so you'll be in for a surprise if you run up on an enemy and you've accidentally stored your weapon, so just be mindful of that. Pressing the F1 button on your keyboard will pull up the scoreboard. This is good for last stand because you'll know how many people you're up against and how many people are on your team. But this will show you who you're up against and who is currently in the lead. And that's it for this guide. Good luck in Star Marine. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to be notified when my new videos come out. And if you have any questions or want me to cover anything in Star Citizen, let me know in the comments below. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the verse.